Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Today I want to talk about merging samples. It's a new feature in 4.04 where you can take 2 to 4 samples and merge them together. Frequently you want to do this because you want to stack a lot of like kick drums, or you got like a hi-hat that you want to add some extra tone or timbre to, so you want to play something else underneath it. Or maybe you just want like to take something and just like add a 303 underneath it and see how that sounds to thicken it up. Anyway, I got these 2 drums. I could play them both together, but a couple of notes. One, each drum's taking 2 notes of polyphony because they're stereo, and playing them together is taking up 4 notes of polyphony because they're both stereo. So let's say I want to make sure I'm still only using 2 notes of polyphony, so I still have plenty out of my 32 notes. All I have to do, hold shift, hit resample, and I can select 2, 3, or 4 samples to contribute together. You can use the value knob to select which sample you want to edit. And it says rate on it for C3, but this is going to allow you to adjust the volume. So if you wanted one to be a little bit more quiet than the other, just lower it and go ahead and do that. C1 gives us 2 settings, sum and mult. We'll get into mult in a second, but with sum, it's just going to add the 2 together. So we just hit next, hit the pad we want to go to, and now you can hear it's the same as playing both of them together. But again, this only uses the polyphony of 1 pad versus 2 using 2 pads worth of polyphony. So there's that. If you want to stack up multiple beyond this, you're going to need, like if you want to do like 5 or 6 notes merged together, you're going to do this operation probably 2 times or more, just so that you can kind of keep adding stuff to it. But it's not a problem. Just keep doing it together. You might ask, why wouldn't you just do resample, pick a pad, and do it? There's 2 reasons for this. One, I hit it, and now I hit record, and sounds the same-ish. Maybe I didn't hit both of these at full volume. Maybe I hit one before the other, so they're not going to line up necessarily perfectly at the start of the loop. But the other thing to notice here is if I hit start and end, you can see like we got plenty of white space because it took me a while to reach over and hit record. It's just going to make the sample that's been merged together be the length of the longest sample. So if you're worried about kind of not having to trim it and do things, it can be a little bit of a workflow help there as well. Beyond that, I did mention Malt, and it is a interesting feature. Let's delete these 2. And basically what you can do is you can multiply a bunch of samples together. It says in the manual, or at least insinuates, that you can do this for like some filter envelopes and things, but you could use the sound generator to try and get like something that's like really low, like an LFO or something, or maybe build a tremolo. I don't know. It's a lot of work when we already have a tremolo effect, and I sometimes would rather just use the control knobs and resample and do it by hand to kind of simulate that envelope. That said, there is some interesting sound design applications that you can do here. So I've got like this sound. Yeah, like this. These 2. That's what they sound like playing together. But watch what happens when I go resample these. Select both of them and not resample. We go mult. It's going to basically multiply them together. And what it's effectively doing is taking each value, and if you get 0, anything times 0 is going to be 0. So you get this like weird kind of effect playing 2 like pads together or something. I think it can be kind of fun, and it gets even weirder the more you add, but let's just we'll go to pad 8 here and do it. It's processing and we're done. It gets like this like kind of tinny, almost metallic quality. You can get different things out of it, but I think this is a fun thing to do using Malt for some sound design and things that we couldn't normally get at on the SP404 Mark II by kind of having a different way of merging samples together. Is it perfect? No, but I do think it's interesting and worth playing around with. If I get the time and interest, I might come back and try and show you how to use sound generator and sample merge to like do some more envelope kind of things. But as it stands, I find it more of a headache and hassle. But if I find a couple tricks that like stick and work and are repeatable for making something like a kick drum or a hi-hat using the sound generator noise and stuff beyond what should be pretty obvious with resampling, I will absolutely try and put that together. But anyway, that's sample merge. I hope it gives you a good rundown of how it works, what you can do with it, and why you might want to use it. But besides that, I just say thanks for stopping by, everybody. Keep having fun. Keep making music. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.